the original cuts on Blu-ray without the digital enhancements, without the horrific facelift that they gave him. So how did we get to fucking Star Wars? We always get back to Star Wars. It's either Star Wars or wrestling. What the hell?
It's funny how Star Wars. It's funny how Star Wars affects the holidays, and to this day, George Lucas still denies there was a holiday special. But
you can watch it on YouTube. You can actually find it on YouTube and watch it.
But for the most part, well, for me growing up, Star Wars was a big deal as far as when Christmas came around. That either I'd get a new toy for I wouldn't say it was a major toy, but I'd always get a few toys of Star Wars when I was growing up every Christmas.
Well, yeah, because that was like Star Wars was like right when you were going from like kid to like preteen. So it was like you were like their target audience when those in that span of those 6 years or 5 years when the movies came out. No, 6 years, 77, 83, right?
Yeah, 77, 83, yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, so those 6 years, it's like it was a big deal because it's like, and they always released them around November too, right? Didn't they come out?
I'm not sure what time the movies were released, but I remember for sure that Empire Strikes Back definitely came out during the winter season because of it really related well with the Hoth scenes that they did. Just because of the fact, why would you release a movie that has a lot of snow in it during the summertime? This doesn't make much sense. But it did then.
It never makes sense here because it doesn't snow.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But anyway, for some reason, for me growing up, Star Wars was always part of my Christmas.
Well, it's not weird. I'm just saying it's just funny. Like, I mean, I get it. It's your whole.
Yeah, especially the fact that the saga lasted 6 years. So
so there's a large span of there's always new stuff coming out every year or so because there's new movies coming out.
Alrighty. Anyway, let's try and get back to Christmas Vacation here because I think this was the original topic of the series.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, let's see here.
Oh, I find it funny about the thing you put about. The rant that Chevy Chase goes through.
What did I put? I haven't looked at my notes.
It was basically the rant that he does where he insults his boss.
Hold on. We have the rant, so let's play the rant, and then you can tell your story.
Sure.
So,
if any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people. And I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
I love that. I love that part of the movie because it's just like that's the apex of his insanity. He just loses at that point. And then the rest of the movies is like him just like turning into I'm going to make it work no matter what happens.
Yep, exactly. The funny thing that you wrote on here was the fact that when Chevy Chase wrote this out for himself, he just said, okay, I need to set this up so that way I don't miss any part of it. So he had the crew place cue cards all over the set out of sight of the camera. So that way, as he's going through the rant, he's just reading them off the cue cards all around him. And I just think it's hilarious because it's such a long-winded insult that he says about his boss.
Well, it's like everyone has that moment. Especially when it comes to bosses, especially at the holiday time, and he gets denied his like Christmas bonus. Mm-hmm. It's the shittiest thing. So he's trying so hard to not lose it, and that was just when he loses it.
That was the breaking point.
So this week of being with in-laws and cousin Eddie, and just everything, lights not working. He just is like, "That's it. I'm done. I'm just gonna let it all go, and whatever happens, happens."
Yeah.
And what's funny is the other thing too is like, I've been there. I do it in the car almost every day, yelling at people because they don't know how to drive. I mean, I don't like to claim myself as a great driver, but I don't back up in traffic because I missed a turn. And I see this all the time. People running red lights every fucking day because they just are in such a hurry to get nowhere. You're going to get to where your destination is 2 seconds earlier. Was it really worth almost killing people?
Or when people try and they miss their turn, so they flip a U right in front of you for no reason at all. And it's like,
I've known people get in car accidents because of that.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to do it.
Yeah. There's a reason why there's no left turn allowed or no U-turns allowed.
It's the reason why you take a test and have to be trained to drive a vehicle. The thing's weigh 2,000 pounds. I really don't want to start talking about this because we could do hours on how much I hate driving in Southern California. I'm telling you, one day I'm going to hook up a mic and I'm going to record my hour drive home so people can hear the frustration that I go through every day for an hour after work.
Be like that one scene in out of the original Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen. It says, "That's very ladylike."
Yeah. Well, I just had one this past week. Me and my dad were out. We had to go do some Christmas shopping, and we're coming back. It's a Sunday morning. Down, not too far from where I live, there's a church. Church is out. Everyone's leaving. This guy literally is pulling out of the church driveway to get on the road. Cuts off 3 people, crosses 3 lanes of traffic, go the opposite way. The whole time he's yelling at people with a cross hanging from his rearview mirror. I'm just like, you could even make it from the church to your car without turning back into a scumbag. I was sitting there and I'm just like, that's very Christ-like of you, sir. Very Christ-like, praise be to Jesus and all that stuff. Because you obviously didn't learn a fucking thing while you're sitting in there for 2 hours. As soon as he got in his car, he wasn't even out of the driveway yet, and he was already a dick again. You don't get points for going to church and then use them all up in the minute you get out.
Yeah, too funny.
Oh my God. So in the movie Gene Autry, they do the Gene Autry version of Here Comes Santa Claus playing during the final scene because there's a police raid, believe it or not. If you haven't seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, we've given a lot away, but you will still enjoy it. But there is a police raid at the end of the movie, and Randy Quaid is actually who plays. I put Uncle Eddie, but it's Cousin Eddie. Is actually Gene Autry's third cousin. So it's like the movie's full of like that little old Hollywood stuff.
Yep.
I mean, the woman who plays Aunt Bethany, her name is Mae Questel, and she was the one who was the voice of Betty Boop in Olive Oil. And I believe it was her last film.
Yeah, I think so. Because just prior to that, she had she actually did the voiceover for Who Framed Roger Rabbit
as Betty Boop.
As Betty Boop.
And when they're working at the Ink and Pink Club. Yeah. Man, we got to do stuff more than just watch movies, man.
Actually, what was funny was, speaking of driving around this holiday season, we came across some pretty epic displays.
Yeah, people have definitely been up in the game around here with their holiday displays. I don't know, Christmas displays. Fuck that holiday shit. It's Christmas.
Yeah. The one we just saw earlier tonight was actually really cool. The guy actually had put the white cotton stuff over his lawn and put all the lighted animals or whatever on it, as well as lit up his entire roof and everything of stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a very bright display. Yeah. And then we saw the 60-foot tree the other day. We're driving to go get something to eat, and we can see it like 2 blocks away. And I'm just like, dude, look at that tree. And I'm like, it had to be. I kind of figured it was like at a church or something. And then it was like we were going, and it's like, no, dude, it's in a neighborhood. Let's go down the street. And lo and behold, and it's like literally, it's not a Christmas tree, but it's shaped like a Christmas tree because the guy just decked it out in all lights. I'll throw some pictures up on Facebook and Twitter. Oh, this will probably be a good time for a plug. You can find us on Facebook, The Peter Files, or you can follow us on Twitter at The Peter Files Pod. No, not The Peter Files Pod, at Peter Files Pod. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, I don't care. No, that's not true. I do care. I want to know what you think of the damn podcast. This one is probably a little off everywhere because it's been a while and I'm kind of like not focused. But it's peterfilespodcast@gmail.com. You can reach us anywhere honestly, just go to some social media thing and put in Peter Files Podcast. It might come up. But Twitter's what I usually use. Facebook, I like to post the pictures and stuff. And then, of course, the email, peterfilespodcast@gmail.com, is the easiest way to get in touch with either one of us. I check them, but if it's something for food, I'll let them know. But I never get anything, so I can't imagine you get anything. But hopefully people go for the trivia question, which I guess we could... I mean, you want to do that right now?
Might as well... I'm not sure. Do you have it worded out or anything?
I have it. It's somewhat in the brain. I didn't write it down. I should have, but
okay.
I think I can do it.
Well, actually, let's see what I can do. In the scene of where Chevy Chase's character Clark Griswold is stuck in the attic, he goes to watch one of the family films that he finds on a reel-to-reel national projector film. Anyway, the film he's watching is actually called
Christmas 59.
Christmas 59. Now, our trivia question to you is this: exactly what is the reference of Christmas 59?
And the significance to the film National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's actually, like Foob said, it's actually a really important thing that has to do with the film. So if anybody knows what the significance to Christmas 59, the reel-to-reel that Clark watches in the attic while stuck, what the significance to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is, email us at peterfilespodcast@gmail.com. We'll be running the contest for a week. Oh wait, today's the 5th. Okay, we'll run it till the 23rd.
23rd sounds good.
Okay, we'll run it till the 23rd. Email. What we'll do is, if we get multiple people who have the correct answer, we will do a drawing at the next episode, and then we will contact you. You send us their information, and we will send you your prize. Simple enough.
Yeah,
I think.
Enough. Yeah, and I think the 23rd works out, so that way it's just a late Christmas gift.
Yeah, it's like a New Year's gift at that point.
Yeah. But
this is open to everybody, whoever listens, anybody who listens, even if it's like overseas. I don't know what it's going to cost me to get it to you, but
we'll do our best.
You'll get them. It may take a little bit longer too, because I'd have to do standard, and it'll probably take like a week. So you might get them just after New Year's.
Yeah.
You might get them in time for my birthday. Then if you want to have a birthday gift for me, you can just send them right back, and we're even Steven. But yeah, just the significance to Christmas 59 reel-to-reel film that Clark is watching in the attic. What is the significance of that to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? Actually, it sounds so complicated, but it's actually kind of a simple answer.
Yes. Actually, what's one of the... not sure if any... Speaking of some of the other trivia parts about this, what I liked was a couple years ago watching the Old Navy commercials. As actually seeing Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo reprising their roles as Clark and
Ellen,
Clark and Ellen Griswold, having the kids right there, and actually it's all the kids that have played their children. So you actually had the original Rusty and Audrey in the movies. Or in the commercials.
Which the original Rusty was Anthony Michael Hall.
Yep.
I don't know who Audrey was.
I think it was Dana Barron.
Yeah,
was her name.
Yeah, that's right.
Then you actually had Juliette Lewis and the European Rusty from National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Who no one knows.
Who no one really knows. I think he's done a couple other things, but that's about it. But European Vacation was his most notable.
Then did they have... was Ethan Embry?
I think Ethan Embry may have been in one of them, but it was actually very interesting to see the fact that it was basically like almost all the kids that have portrayed Rusty and Audrey were represented in the commercials. And it was funny too, because I think there was only like one or two commercials where they were multiple. I'd have
to watch them again because it's been so long. But I think there was a couple there was a whole bunch of them in one commercial.
Yeah, I think it was both. I think Chevy Chase refers to the one from European Vacation. He calls him, excuse me, Europe Rusty.
Yeah. I
So
believe he does call him Europe Russ.